A meteor crashes from the sky, but what it brings isn't destruction, it's evolution itself. Creatures born from another world begin to grow, adapt, and invade. And as scientists race to understand the impossible, one firefighter holds the key to saving humanity with the most unexpected weapon of all. The film begins with a meteor seen streaking through the sky, moving steadily toward Earth. In a nearby forest, a young man is practicing for his firefighting exam, which is scheduled for the next day. Suddenly, the meteor crashes to the ground, landing exactly where we expect it to. The explosion is massive, tearing the ground apart. The firefighter barely escapes with his life. The meteor creates a gigantic hole in the earth and sinks deep into a cave, nearly 80 feet below. The next day, two university professors, Harry and Kane, arrive at the crash site. They are here to investigate the meteor. Inside the cave, they take samples from the meteor and notice a strange, shimmering liquid oozing around it. They collect that as well. Back in the lab, Kane studies the liquid and makes a shocking discovery. It contains alien organisms. There are living cells inside the fluid, and they're growing rapidly. Within a short time, those alien cells begin to evolve. Kane tells Harry that this process, which should take billions of years, has occurred within just a few hours. He calls it a form of evolution happening at an impossible rate. It is the biggest discovery of their lives. Meanwhile, the firefighter is shown failing his exam. He begins working under a wealthy man to make a living. While on the job, he notices strange insects crawling up from the soil, tiny creatures that look unfamiliar. Disturbed, he leaves, unaware that the aliens are beginning to spread. The next day, Harry and Kane take a group of students to survey the meteor site. As they approach, they see alien mushrooms and moss covering the rocks near the crater. When they step inside, they find numerous insect-like creatures crawling over the ground. These insects can't breathe oxygen. They suffocate when removed from their native environment. When Kane lifts one of them, it immediately dies. To explain what's happening, the narrator reminds us what evolution means. The changes that occur in living things over long periods of time, allowing them to survive and adapt. On Earth, this process takes millions of years. But in these alien organisms, it's happening within hours. In a single day, their numbers multiply tenfold. The area around the meteor now feels like another world entirely, because the Earth's atmosphere isn't suitable for them. Whenever the creatures are removed from the crater, they die instantly. Kane and Harry carefully collect some of them in a sealed jar and take them to the lab for study. There, they watch in disbelief as the insects continue to multiply inside the jar. Harry insists they must report this to the government, but Kane refuses. He says, this is their discovery. The government will only steal their work. He wants to complete their research and prepare the full documentation first. The next day, when they return to the meteor site, they find the entire area sealed off by the U.S. Army. It's now under military control. Kane tries to talk to the general in charge. He was once a military researcher himself before being dismissed from service. The general tells him they know everything. Because Kane's computer had been hacked, that's how the Army found out about the meteor. Dr. Allison, a scientist working with the military, supports the general's stance. She tells Kane and Harry they should have reported this discovery instead of hiding it. Kane and Harry argue that it's their work and they deserve credit, but the general cuts them off, saying they no longer have access to the site. He orders them to hand over all samples immediately. The two scientists later take the matter to court, but there it's revealed that Kane's earlier research for the Army caused serious side effects in soldiers, leading to his dismissal. Because of this, they lose the case. When they return to their lab, they find everything stolen. Their samples, notes, and equipment are gone. The theft was carried out by the general himself. Enraged, they disguise themselves and infiltrate the Army camp to retrieve their work. Wearing UV-proof suits to protect themselves from alien contamination, they sneak into the restricted area. Inside, they are stunned. The once barren crater has transformed into a thriving alien jungle. Gigantic insects and strange animals roam everywhere, evolved forms of the organisms they once saw as tiny cells. Dr. Allison, realizing what's happening, arrives just as they attempt to reclaim their sample. While they argue, an alien mosquito slips through Harry's suit and enters his body. The creature moves rapidly through his bloodstream. Dr. Allison quickly removes it, and it dies upon exposure to air. It becomes clear she had no idea about the stolen lab data. Since she and Kane were old friends, she lets them go free instead of arresting them. Meanwhile, the firefighter is shown serving drinks in the rich man's house. The owner goes outside to meet a friend, but moments later, an alien crocodile attacks him and kills him. The firefighter survives and takes the creature's body to Harry and Kane. He tells them what happened, showing them the dead alien crocodile. According to him, it died in agony, its body twisted in pain. Elsewhere, a house full of women is shown. Strange insects crawl in through the cracks. When the women open the door, a small alien stands outside, appearing innocent. One woman reaches out to touch it, but just as she raises her hand, the creature bites her and kills her. The alien itself dies seconds later. Kane meets Dr. Allison and warns her that the aliens must be destroyed before they spread. Allison insists everything is under control, but soon after, another woman is found dead from an alien bite. Kane, Harry, and Allison rush to investigate. They find the same alien lying dead, surrounded by dragon-like creatures that have also perished. Harry observes that all the caves and mines in the area are connected, including the Meteor site. That's why the aliens are appearing in different places. Because they can't survive in Earth's atmosphere for long, they die after emerging from underground. Suddenly, one of the dragon-like aliens awakens. It lays an egg and dies instantly. From that egg, another dragon hatches. This one can breathe Earth's air. It spreads its wings and flies toward the nearby city. Moments later, chaos erupts as it attacks a crowded shopping mall. Harry, Kane, and their team chase it down and manage to kill it after an intense fight. News of the attack floods the media, and reporters demand answers from the governor. The governor visits the military base furious. He asks the general how these creatures reached the city. Allison explains that the aliens are evolving rapidly and spreading faster than expected. Within 2 months, they could overrun the entire city. At that moment, Harry, Kane, and the firefighter arrive at the base. The general accuses them of breaching security and causing the outbreak. The governor, now panicking, demands a solution. The general suggests burning all the alien nests and caves with explosives. Before they can act, monkey-like aliens attack the base. One of them lunges at the governor, but the firefighter shoots it dead. Terrified, the governor gives full authorization to the general to burn everything. The general orders everyone out. Dr. Allison secretly leaves with them, taking back the stolen research data and samples. Back at the lab, Kane studies the alien liquid again. He notices it hasn't changed despite all the heat around it. Harry casually drops a burning match into the liquid, and it instantly expands. Kane suddenly understands. Heat is the key. He explains that when the meteor was in space, it was cold and dormant. But when it entered Earth's atmosphere and encountered heat, the alien DNA became active. That's when their evolution began. The liquid they stored in the freezer never evolved because it was cold. If exposed to warmth, it would evolve just like the others. They realize that heat makes the aliens stronger. Allison calls the general to warn him, but he ignores her. Kane studies the periodic table and finds that just as carbon is toxic to humans, selenium is poisonous to the aliens. 2 students mention that selenium is found in shampoo. The firefighter comes up with an idea. They can use shampoo to destroy the aliens. He drives a fire truck and fills its tank with shampoo. They rush toward the meteor site, planning to pump shampoo into the alien nest. But before they arrive, the general detonates explosives, sealing the cave. Instead of killing the aliens, the explosion awakens a colossal creature. A massive alien emerges from the ground, still evolving and growing stronger. Before it can divide further, they must kill it. They drive the fire truck close to the monster and set up a ladder over a pit. Kane and Harry climb up and begin pumping shampoo directly into the giant alien's body. Moments later, the creature begins to shake violently. Allison quickly drives the truck back to a safe distance. The alien swells and then explodes in a massive blast, ending the threat once and for all. In the aftermath, the governor publicly praises them in front of the media, calling them heroes. The firefighter is promoted to chief, while the general, for his failures, is demoted. Peace is finally restored, and the film ends on this victorious note.